Hello to everyone. Greetings. My name is David Raju. I'm a naturalist. I work in a jungle. Um, I take the guest into the jungle and show them animals. That's my job. I do track tigers and leopards and other animals. Also, I show birds, butterflies, dragonflies, amphibians, whatever comes in the jungle. I tell them the jungle stories. So that's my job. Uh, with my friends, I have written a few books. Dragonflies of Kerala. Second book was on wildlife of Central India, and recently we published a book on wildlife of South India. Also, with quite a few of my friends and our colleagues, we discovered around 12 frogs new to science and one or two geckos. So these are the things I do in life. If you ask me a question, which is your favorite animal, I would say dragonflies and damselflies. They are my first love. That's my most favorite animals. So today the plan is to learn about dragonflies and damselflies. So there you go, introduction to the dragonflies and damselflies. Look at these pictures here. They are very brightly colored dragonflies and damselflies, isn't it? Look at that one with the yellow and black dots, one with a bright blue on the wings. Those damselflies to the right, very colorful, red body, and some got a yellow with the black stripes. So where do we find these dragonflies and damselflies? So dragonflies and damselflies, they are associated to the fresh water. So wherever there is fresh water around your house, you can find them. Even if there is a large lake or a fast flowing streams or a large river, wherever there is fresh water, you can find the dragonflies. Like these fast flowing streams next to your home or next to a forest, if there's a stream, even a small stream with a lot of vegetation, those are the places, the best place to find dragonflies and damselflies. And sometimes you can find them in the tree holes, or if you walk through some evergreen forest. So during the monsoon or right after the monsoon, you might see some tree holes with a small water puddle in the tree holes. So there are quite a few dragonflies which actually lay eggs in those kind of water puddles. And also the fast flowing cascades. I mean, in the forest, you see these small rivers with a lot of rocks on it. So those are the places also you may find a lot of dragonflies and damselflies. So look at these 6 pictures here. And they look all same, isn't it? All blue color with some small blue rings on their tail. But interestingly, all these damselflies are all 6 different species altogether. Look at these 3 pictures. Isn't it? Look, all 3 are same. I mean, black damselfly with the blue stripes, isn't it? But these 3 are all 3 different species of damselflies. And also 3 different genuses. So what do we do when we see, how do we identify all these dragonflies and damselflies? What do we do with this? What should we do if we see a dragonflies, how we can identify them? So this is the step to follow. Suppose if you see a dragonfly or a damselfly, so this is a dragonfly. I will explain what is damselflies later. So this is a dragonfly. Suppose if you see a damselfly or a dragonfly sitting on a stick, so what you have to take pictures. If you have a mobile phone, doesn't matter. If you have a small camera, if you have a big camera, you have to take pictures from all different sides. Look at these pictures. One from the side view, one on the tip of the tail is a very key character to most of the dragonflies and damselflies for identification. If possible, try to take a picture of the face and a side pic profile. I mean, in the front, you try to take a picture. So all possible angle. If possible, try to take a good picture of the wing also. This all will help us to differentiate or identify the dragonflies and damselflies. So there are quite a few people actually done studies on dragonflies. I mean, from 1800s, especially a person called Fraser, who done extensive studies on Indian dragonflies. So, I mean, he published 3 volumes of Fauna of British India. I mean, that's still we considered as a Bible of all the dragonfly studies. Suppose if you find anything interesting dragonfly, we'll go back and refer those books to identify those dragonflies. All these people have been contributed to our Indian dragonfly studies. So when you study the history of dragonflies, I mean, probably, many million years ago, there used to be a meganura, I mean, a superorder. Um, this dragonflies, imagine a size of a Brahmani kite. You must have seen the kites flying around in the cities or around your house, or those big eagles. So these dragonflies was the size of that. But interestingly, now the size have been reduced, but their structure is the same. If you look at this dragonfly shape, and it's actually the same, probably uh, 50 million years ago. So that time the oxygen level was pretty high in the on Earth. So that's why the size was pretty big. Now the size is reduced. Whatever dragonfly you see, I mean, which is probably a few inches and all, but you don't find these massive big dragonflies these days. So what is dragonflies and damselflies? Let's learn about that. Is the basic things first we are going to learn. So dragonflies to the left, what you see, and damselflies to the right. So first of all, dragonflies, they got a very thick and strong abdomen, and they are very strong flyers. But in case of damselfly, they got a very slender, thin abdomen, and comparatively, they are a very weak flyers. So dragonflies, their wings are unequal and spread at the rest. So dragonflies, forewing and the hind wing, I mean, they have two pair of wings. So the front wing and the back wings are separate in size and shape. So the hind wings are much broader than the forewing. But in case of damselflies, their wings are equal size and shape. And also when damselflies sit somewhere or then they rest somewhere, they actually fold the wings along the body. But dragonfly, they'll stretch the wings along the body. And their eyes are closer for dragonfly. Look at that. Dragonfly's eyes, it's actually put it in the inside. But damselflies, their eyes are widely separated. So these are the key characters you should learn how to differentiate between dragonflies and damselflies. Okay, so there is another interesting species, which is a relic species in Himalayas, which is called Epiphlebia lidelovi. This is actually an intermediate species of dragonflies. I mean, you can't really call it a dragonfly, but look at that picture there. It's actually got a dragonfly body, but the wings are damselfly wings. And interestingly, look at that larvae picture. So this dragonfly larvae known to spend a lot of years in the water. Usually when dragonflies lay eggs or a damselfly lay eggs in the water, it takes few weeks or a month to come out. Some dragonflies take a year or something to come out as an adult dragonfly. But this dragonfly, which takes sometimes 8 to 10 years, there is actually larval stages in the water for 8 to 10 years. Imagine. And we have another interesting group of damselflies, which called the spread wing. I mean, we learn dragonflies when they sit somewhere, they actually spread the wings. But this family of damselfly, they are called the spread wings. I mean, how do we identify it's a damselfly? Because look at their eyes. Their eyes are actually widely separated, but their wings are they stretched out. So this family of damselflies are called the spread wing. This is emerald spread wing, pretty common widely across India. So let's learn about some parts of the dragonfly, which is very important. So like any other insects, they have an abdomen, they have a thorax, and a head. So the dragonfly body is actually divided into three parts, like any other insects: head, thorax, and abdomen. And they have two pairs of forewing and hind wings also. So imagine dragonflies. Always remember, dragonflies' forewings and hind wings are equal. It's not equal. It's a different shape and size. Broad. It's always broader for dragonflies. They got a pair of eyes, compound eyes, and the tip of the tail is what we call it anal appendages, which is very key to identify most of the dragonflies and damselflies also. And stereostigma, which is actually help them in flight, which is a wing muscle. I mean, the wings are they powerful. All this dragonfly, we learn all this in few minutes. They have very powerful legs. Same with the damselflies. eyes, legs, the head, and the thorax, abdomen, and pair of wings, stereostigma. A lot of people actually ask what is the use of this stereostigma. Most of them, sometimes when you see these damselflies and dragonflies, it's actually help them to balance when they fly, their wings. So that's what, and there are a few damselflies and dragonflies, especially the damselflies, stream glories and all. If you've been to some jungle, fast flowing streams around along some rocks and all, you might see this large damselflies. That one doesn't have a proper stereostigma because they don't take a larger flight. They actually mainly found along the streams. They are not a very strong flyers, so they don't need to have a proper strong stereostigmas. Anal appendages, same with the dragonflies. There's a picture of a dragonfly flying. So, few interesting thing about a dragonfly flight. I mean, all the four wings actually separately attached to their wing muscles into their body. So that's why their wings they can separately beat. That's why dragonflies can actually take while flying. They can take a U-turn. They want to take a right or left. It's all can be done within milliseconds. And interestingly, their eyes are so powerful. I mean, one of their eyes actually got all over 30,000 ommatidias. So ommatidia means there's tiny lenses in that eyes. So suppose if a damselfly or a dragonfly sitting on a stick, they can actually see, if suppose if a mosquito flying far away, this dragonfly can actually see that like a slow motion. So dragonflies never fly behind an insect and catch. They actually judge. They can actually judge, okay, this mosquito is coming this direction, and they'll go and catch it. So dragonflies never go and catch anything while sitting. If suppose if a butterflies or another mosquito sitting down somewhere, they won't go and catch it. They always catch it while flying. So that's why this ommatidia will help. And also they can see a different spectrum of colors. I mean, humans, people, we can probably see three colors, RGB, that's what we said, red, blue, and green. That's what we see. I mean, butterflies, sometimes they see a 5 spectrum of colors. They can see UV light, But dragonflies, they can see almost a 12 spectrum of colors. It's amazing the amount of colors they can see. Okay, so there's an owl fly here. I mean, always think about it when you see a dragonflies. They don't have a very prominent long antenna. Look at, but this one, owl fly got a very prominent antenna. So don't confuse with this is a dragonfly. And you must have seen quite a lot of small mud traps in the ground. So antlines. I mean, look at that antline picture there. So antlines also got a small antenna, so it's easy to remember. So remember, these are not dragonflies or a damselfly. These are a different family altogether. Okay, so Odonata of India. Odonata means generally dragonflies and damselfly put together. What we call it Odonata in India. I mean, around in the world around over 6,383. I'm sure now the number is increasing. 39 families. India, we have over 500 species of dragonflies in 19 families. Now we come to the most fascinating thing about dragonflies and damselflies, mating and egg laying. So usually when a dragonfly is ready to mate, male dragonflies and damselflies, they'll come and sit next to the wherever their breeding place, most of the rivers or streams or a lake. So males will wait there. When the female come, they'll go and grab the female and by the neck. So look at that. The first one is the tandem position. So interestingly, tip of the tail, what we learned, the anal appendages of the damselflies and dragonfly, it's like a lock and key system, like our room's lock. So suppose if you lock it, like in our house, if you don't have that key, we won't be able to open our houses or the door. So same apply for these damselflies. The moment the male dragonfly catch a female, when they hold it, she won't be get out unless the male ready to release. It's a lock and key system. So, but she won't be. I mean, he won't be able to catch any other species female because it doesn't catch. It doesn't lock it. So interestingly, let's learn about intra-male sperm translocation. This is an interesting thing happens. I'll go to the next slide, then we'll come back here. Look at these pictures, three pictures I put it up. So we learned dragonflies actually body got 10 different segments. So like you can actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the second segment, look at the middle picture. On the second segment, can you see a bulge there? That is this. It's actually a genitalia for a dragonfly, and on the 10th segment also they have a genitalia. So interestingly, all the sperms are kept in the 10th segment, and the second segment actually it's like a organ which actually inject the sperm into the female ovary. So let me go back to the previous picture. So the second picture, what you see here. So this is a male dragonfly. The moment they catch a female, they actually quickly transfer the sperm from 10th segment to second segment. And also that this organ, the second picture, what you see in the middle picture, this organ actually is an amazing organ. What it does, suppose if the female has mated with some other males, I mean, he would be able to remove all the sperms and mate with the female again. And yeah, so all this, you can actually see the shape of this anal appendages. And yeah, it's like a proper lock and key system. There you go. So once they mate, it's actually, once they translocate the sperm, they actually goes into a wheel formation. Look at that picture to the left. It's actually like a love shape, isn't it? It's like a heart shape. So they actually spend few minutes. Sometimes, you know, it takes 1 or 2 minutes. Then straight away the female will be ready to lay eggs. Sometimes the male actually hold the female. So he actually take the female into the water and she start laying eggs. But sometimes male just fly over the female just to guard the female from other rival males. So she will start laying eggs directly into the water. Sometimes they'll attach into the some water plants and all. So this is a typical egg laying photo. We put it up here. So after they mate, they come and lay eggs in the water. It become a larvae. So dragonflies actually, if you compare it with the butterfly, they have an incomplete metamorphosis. So dragonflies don't have a complete metamorphosis. Dragonfly lay eggs, it's become a larva. Larva become a adult dragonfly straight away. But in place of butterflies, butterfly lay eggs, it's become a larva. Larva become a pupa. Pupa become an adult butterfly. So that is complete. So always think about this. Dragonflies and damselflies, they have an incomplete metamorphosis. There's some dragonfly. Those three pictures, what you see on the top, those are dragonfly larvae, and the below three is the damselfly larvae. So most of these dragonflies and damselflies in their larval stage, they feed on mosquito larvae mostly, and whatever other water insects they can catch. And when they are adult, they actually feed on other insects, especially mosquitoes. So dragonflies actually play a major role to control all these vector insects. Look at that, mosquito larvae and mosquitoes. So I'm just going to show some of the pictures which I used to catch this dragonfly larvae. I used to go and collect all these dragonfly larvae from the water. I used to rear them in my rooms. So I want to know how do they emerge. So I used to keep them, but at night they used to emerge. So I never able to see one. So once I saw this, one of the dragonfly actually climbed onto a small rock there, and it was waiting there. Then I realized that this dragonfly is going to emerge tonight. So I didn't sleep that night. So I saw something magical thing happen. I mean, imagine this doesn't look like a dragonfly at all, isn't it? So this actually climbed onto a small stick, and it transformed into a beautiful dragonfly. So this is a dragonfly took almost the whole night to dry its wings. Early morning, it's managed to dry out its wings, and slowly it flew away. And also I'll show one picture here. Did you see a frog picture on the right bottom? So why is there a frog picture? So dragonflies, I mean, you know, frogs are actually, they have an amphibious life. They actually gets into the water to breed, and they can live in the land also. So that's why they call the amphibians. But in case of dragonflies, they actually belongs to three different area. I mean, they actually lay eggs in the water. When they want to emerge as a dragonfly, they have to climb onto a rock or a stick. So they have a land life. Then eventually they will be flying. They belongs to the air. So I mean, these dragonflies actually belongs to all these three different, I mean, areas. Anyway, we'll take a small break here. Then we'll continue with another session of the rest of the part. Thank you.